A friend of mine recently posted a piece on the subject of rejection. She described how she was struggling to overcome those feelings of rejection when relationships that she's had in the past ended. Now, this young lady is very courageous and she inspires me with her courage. And she's stepping forth to find out and discover what it was that took place that created that type of split in that relationship, and looking and brave enough to be able to heal that rift that took place. Because of her courage, I sit here now and I reflect on parts of me that I have been conditioned to reject. And I remember being in school many, many years ago and being in the classroom, being given a gold star for what I was good at and what I got right. I was urged to bring that gold star home and celebrate it with my parents, and equally celebrate it with my classmates and teachers. But there were no gold stars when I got things wrong or I was bad at something. But that conditioning and those gold stars were the beginning of me being conditioned to actually reject parts of me that were willing to take a risk, that were curious, that were willing to embrace something that I might fail at. And I became conditioned to, for a while, live in that gold star type of arena, doing things that were right and meeting the requirements of others. And what happened as a result of that is that I began to give my power away to the external world, allowing them to make decisions. Like a decision that was made for me was that an exam result. I actually got an F in math. And that F, I'll tell you, was not for fantastic. And the shame that came from that was something that I had to hide for years. That I couldn't do algebra, and I couldn't do percentages, and I couldn't do all that stuff that I never needed to do in my whole life. But still the shame was embedded in me. And my huge shift took place when I began to reject that F, the F grade. And actually, I returned it to the school because it wasn't my failure, it was their failure to teach me. And when that shifted, I became so empowered. I no longer was defined in looking for approval in the external world. I now could embrace my true self, and I could do things that were risque, that I could be powerful, I could make decisions. From there, I had all kinds of wonderful experiences that brought me down into these chapters in my life that were so profound. I climbed mountains in Nepal and lived in India and in Israel and traveled the world. I did things that I wasn't good at and things that I didn't get right. I gave up allowing the external world to hold those gold stars over me. The reason for me speaking today is that I feel it's invaluable and it is important that we realize when we're being asked by the external world to reject parts of ourselves, the part of ourselves that's aligned with who it is we're actually meant to be, the part of ourselves that is the portal for bringing ourselves to life in the world, the part of ourselves that's filled with excitement, the part of ourselves that wants to dance, wants to love, wants to have joy, intimacy, happiness, the part of us that wants to explore. I mean, we're not built to live in some type of a cubicle for so many hours every day, and to drive home in our car and to sleep and get up and repeat those patterns again. You're built for beauty, just like I am. And just allow that beauty to come through you. And never, ever, ever depend on anybody else to give you a star, but you already are one. Be well, my friends. Let's chat again soon. Thank you.